Hello, Magnolia ladies. It's very nice to see you again. My name is Carmen, and I'm very happy to be here for today's lesson. Today, we'll continue going over the exercises about action verbs, especially in the present tense. So action verbs, things that we do, whether it's eating, getting up, going to work, watching TV, reading, and we'll do our best to get through about 3 or 4 exercises. And then after that, we'll learn some new vocabulary words, especially those related to the days of the week, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And so this way we can talk about the things that we do on specific days, like I go to work on Mondays. Okay, so let's get started. Let's focus on this first exercise. And with this exercise, the verbs are in blue, and they are spelled incorrectly. They are not right. And so we have to try to fix them, to make them right, especially so that the verb matches the subject. Yeah. And so, for example, the sentence here says, our children eats breakfast at 8 a.m. So the subject is children, so many children, not just one child, but many. And the verb is eats, eats. Remember when we have a plural subject, more than one person, it's not, and there's no S at the end. It's simply the verb itself. So here it's our children eat. Yeah? Our children eat breakfast. They eat breakfast. We eat breakfast. So when you have many people, the students eat breakfast. The teachers eat breakfast. There's no S at the end of the verb, all right? So our children eat breakfast at 8 a.m. Remember, a.m. is the morning, p.m. is towards the evening, the night. So our children eat breakfast at 8 a.m. Okay. Let's do number 1. So my mother, subject, one person, my mother watches TV in the morning. My mother watches TV in the morning. It doesn't sound right, does it? What's missing here? What's missing? How can we make this correct? Yeah, it's supposed to be watches. My mother watches TV in the morning, right? Watches. And so they miss the E. Yeah, they miss the E between the H and the S. My mother watches TV in the morning. That's the correct way of spelling the verb. Watches. All right. So number 2, we goes to bed at midnight. We goes to bed. What do you think? Goes is not correct. So what is correct? Yeah, we go. Yeah, we go. many people, we usually don't have an S at the end. So we go to the park. Our children, go to bed. Our children go to bed. They go to bed. The parents go to bed. And so when we have many people, there's usually no S at the end of the verb. It's just the stem of the verb. Go, eat, sleep, right? We go to bed at midnight. Number 3, my husband, so it's one person, my husband finishes work at 6:30 p.m. My husband finishes work at 6:30 p.m. There's one letter missing here towards the end of the word. Can you think of what it is? It's very similar to number 1. Yeah, my husband finishes. We need that E to make that Z sound at the end. Finishes, is, finishes. My husband finishes work at 6:30 p.m. So he completes work at 6:30 p.m. So in the evening, p.m., the evening. My husband finishes work at 6:30 p.m. Okay, number 4, Rob go to work at 8:30 a.m. Rob, one person, Rob go to work at 8:30 a.m. Go. What do you think? First off, does that sound right? And second, remember the S at the end of the verb. It's usually for one person, right? So we say Rob goes to work at 8:30 a.m. Right? So we usually have an S at the end of the verb for one person. Now there is an exception when we have the subject I, and subject I, it's very similar to the verbs that we use for we and they and children. And so with that in mind, number 5, what do you think this is? Here it says, I takes a shower in the morning. I takes a shower in the morning. So this is not correct. We don't have the S at the end of the verb when we have subject I. What do you think it is? Yeah, it's similar to how we spell out the verb for, again, we, they, children, parents. I take a shower in the morning, all right? So if it was another person, he, she, Rob, Sally, we would say he takes a shower. She takes a shower. But when we're talking about ourselves, I take a shower. I eat breakfast. No S at the end of the verb when we're talking about I. Yeah. And same idea here for number 6. Here it says I leaves work at 6 o'clock in the evening. I leaves work. That's not right. What do you think it is? Yeah, no S at the end. So we say I leave work at 6 o'clock in the evening. Leave. I leave work at 6 o'clock in the evening. And so remember, evening is PM, towards the end of the day. Yeah? I leave work at 6 o'clock in the evening. Okay, let's continue on to the next exercise.